Welcome to this episode of Women at the Front Lines. Good afternoon. And today I have a very special guest in the world of entrepreneurship. But I know that she has also been in several other sectors, particularly entertainment and the media. So she's the expert. I'm hosting an expert in the world that we are in of media and so many other things that she's doing. I'd like to thank you for joining us. We are here every Saturday at this time. Thank you for following. Thank you for, being with us here throughout this time. We seek to inspire other women in the various sectors that they are in to be leaders in those sectors. And we are delighted that you are here. And today we are going to learn from someone who has been in three sectors: entertainment, media, and also entrepreneurship right now, where she's dominating in a male-dominated sector, actually. And I'd like you to join me in welcoming Jackie. Jackie Arinda is our guest this afternoon. Happy birthday, my sister.
Thank you.
You celebrated your birthday, and I know that you are still in that mood, but you've given us your time. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
Thank
here
you so
on
much
Civic Space TV.
Inviting me.
And I look at you, you're shining. You are full of smiles and everything. I think that there's a lot that I'm going to pick from you today on behalf of my guests. I mean, on behalf of my followers here and the people that love to watch this program. And right away, we are going to start from your journey, landmarks, basically, because out there, every person who comes here, there is something we pick. There is something we pick from their life. And each story is different and independent. Today, we would like to learn and pick some highlights from your life. And of course, I know many people do not know who Jackie is. For some of us who've been interacted with you, you inspire me as well, because I'm not so much into entrepreneurship. And I'm looking forward to hearing some few things from there. So who is this Arinda?
Thank you so much for inviting me. And thank you for also creating space for women to share and then also to be inspired to the viewers out there. Yes, the question is, who is Jacklene Arinda? Well, Jacklene Arinda is just a normal Ugandan from Ibanda. Yeah, from Ibanda. Went to school in Mbara, Ibanda, and Kampala.
Wow.
Mbara, yeah. So to summarize it, since she said it's media, sometimes the story is too long and too much, and that's why sometimes people say it sounds more like it's not real. Why? Because we can't summarize.
We cannot finish everything in 1 hour.
And there's so many things that happen in our lives, and some we don't know. And that's why we attach it to religion. Others attach it to believing. Others attach it to social capital. So there is a lot in your life that happens, that at the end of the day, when I'm telling my success story, I usually tell people that this is me.
That is you.
Just take notes from what you can do,
and
but
what
do
we
not
want
run
to
to
hear
be mine.
Is you, the you, your honest part of your life, and just the normal you. Because sometimes we fear we get caged in and we don't want to share things which are actually important for people. It's those little things that people learn from. It's not these which are, I think, orchestrated in a way that we want it to be projected. But the real us is what is important.
Okay.
Yeah,
so here we run. I'm a total orphan. My parents died way back. I didn't get a chance to see them. And I also grew up with parents. So many people will be like, but I hear her calling daddy and mommy. So my family was, I think they made a decision that I should know. I got to know when I was about 19 years that I didn't have them. So to any orphan out there, I mean,
it's
in
possible.
They say, you cannot die because you are an orphan. But if you tend to focus on that, well, you will die and you will tell everyone, I'm an orphan, I'm an orphan.
I got orphaned when I was 18 years.
See?
Yeah, but yours was
from I think that was about, my mother died when I was about 7 months. Then my father 3 years. So, and then I got to know when I was 19. And 19, that's when people say adolescence starts at 13. But at 19, you're confused. There is a lot happening in your life.
Yeah.
Your body itself, you're starting to think you're an adult. You're starting to think you can make decisions that
Actually,
matter.
I was like, if I survived adolescence, then I can survive anything.
At 18?
Yes.
Well, 18 is the most confusing age.
Yeah.
Because you want to make decisions, and sometimes that's when you get to campus. So now there's some decisions you're making, especially when do I get home, which kind of shirt do I want. I don't know others, but for me, everything my family used to provide, buy. They would decide what kind of dress I'm wearing, when to buy a new one, where to go, what time to come. So at 18, you are making those decisions. You walk to a shop, pick what you want. You've been given money besides the pocket money and everything at school to spend on eats. Now you have money. And now you have to decide whether you're buying a handbag or you're going to keep this money.
Or eat it.
Or eat it, yeah. So you are starting to make friends. So at that age, I think it's confusing for everyone. But here is the point. Stay in school. Whatever you're doing, stay in school.
In school, yes.
It can be late. It can be anything. Stay in school. So at 18, while I was still confused and everything, then I finished high school. Now, here comes the part of Miss Tourism.
Wow.
So I wasn't happy. And it's important. I never miss this part in my success story. So you can imagine growing up in an extended family. So that means that there are other children that are orphans in that family.
But that must have been a very good family because they treated you like a real
I
child.
have a very good family. Yes. They love me so much.
You never got to know you are an orphan until that
day. But there are those gaps, you know. You look back. When I was 19, then I looked back. I was like, I was always the one home. My visiting days were an option. I know you would come, but later. But I realized, wait, when my visiting day would collide with someone, then mine is the one that would be missed. But, and to all the parents that take care of kids, the guardian parents, those small things. I had medical, I had clothes, I had school fees, I had everything. But the small things, the gaps, that lack in there, and then they make you think like, I would rather be poor with my mother than be rich in a gate and everyone showering love to you like a surprise, you know.
Wow.
So, so now university, they said you're going to Bishop Stewart, and I tell people I didn't know Bishop Stewart. I didn't.
Wow.
I was like, wait a bit, because I had cousins there. But I'd never taken it seriously because they went there.
That is in Kaval, eh? Bishop Stewart is in
it's in Imbara.
It's in Imbara.
Yeah, Kakoba Institute for Teachers.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So
yes.
By then it was not so much known like now. So I'm like, what? Finish from Kampala?
Then go to
Bishop. What is Bishop Stewart? Like seriously, I'm like, what is Bishop Stewart? So I was bitter.
So your expectations were somewhere else.
I mean, everyone dreams of Makerere
University.
It does.
And you had passed and qualified.
I passed,
to
and
go
then
there.
they said if you pass, but after 2 weeks, I was like, but wait, this man is paying for 6 of us. And he's a young man. You see, that's where you have to understand. So he was a young man. At my age, I guess he was my age right now. The question is, how old am I? A lady can never say.
Yeah.
But,
and you just
but he was young.
Added on another year.
Yeah, he might have been earning probably 4 or 3 million. So imagine taking care of six people.
At university.
At a university. And then you have others in at a different level.
He must be your hero.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Go to Bishop Stewart, do it, and come back.
Done.
Now I wanted to be a lawyer. Now they said law is not in Bishop Stewart.
Wow.
So I asked, what am I going to do? And then I sat down and I looked through the courses. I was like, what is this? And that's where the education system is so, I think, when I look back the decisions I made to do the course.
That you did.
No one guided me. like you.
What would be the outcome?
Yeah,
of this course?
they said, oh, this course. That's when you see courses and you're like, okay, so what does this
because
mean?
you're just reading it on paper.
So they said social work. Now I said social work. What do they do? I said, it's a course. It's there. It's what? I said, okay,
You do
fine.
everything.
I will do it. So I got to Bishop Stewart. Now that's where my story begins. When I went to Bishop Stewart, me and my cousins, we were totally different. Nails painted, wigs, heels, and everything. So everyone was like,
You're just having the best of your life.
Yeah, people say I'm proud. I'm like, me, I'll do my thing and you do yours. So everyone, including teachers, will be like, So like the way you see other chicks and in life, and they're like, that chick, she's always like this, like this, like this. I mention it because you're looking different anyway.
From the others.
And it's okay to be different.
It is.
Because I'm going to tell you this story because you should know that being unique is good.
It's good.
Now, when they were, that Miss Tourism by then, under Honorable Mariam, the late Honorable Mariam Mutagamba, it was at a national level. So now they decide to go regional.
Yeah.
So they did all the, I think, their research and survey and everything. Now, when they came to Mbara, they were like, oh God, we need someone. You know, people from Kampala, you people feel good, feel like you're the only people that exist when it comes to beauty, when it comes to wisdom, so they never thought they could get anyone from Mbara.
Up country, yeah.
So when they reached Mbara, I think at campus, someone told me they are looking for you. Then I said, who? I said, there is a team from Kampala. It's looking for contestants for Miss Tourism. And I told them there is only one girl that you need. So I told them, you know what? Me, I'm not into that thing of being embarrassed, getting on stage and walking away without a crown. So if they need me, I'm not going in there for
nothing.
For nothing. They should call me and let me know that it is fair. Because, you know, it's...
because when you go there, you're going to give it your best, probably.
Yeah, but... you know, people think it's not fair. And sometimes it's not. Even me, that's what I thought. That it's not fair. You're going to waste your time, run people's budgets, and then for them, they get rich. You're just on the stage.
And they have someone they already expect to
exactly.
be. Yeah.
So I told them, nah, I'm not. The second day, third day, they're like, nah, you must come. Because I was unique. That's why everyone recommended them and told them there is one girl that you can take up. To enter, we were about 30.
In the race.
Yeah.
In the region.
Yeah. And I looked at 30, and I think 15 were coming from Kampala. They had come from Kampala purposely because they were from Western Uganda.
But they're from Western region, yeah.
So I enter in there. I didn't tell anyone because sometimes your friends don't believe in you. I remember my cousin sister, Dorcas, is the only person that believed in me. Others were like, Miss Tourism was saga. You're short. You're what? You failed. What makes you even think?
Those kind of people will always be there.
You see?
Yeah.
And so there's some decisions you will make, even when it scares you like hell. You're like, I'm not losing anything. Let me just go in. I look back and I'm like, what would I lose? You just go in there.
It's like when I was told to host this show. I've never done this before.
And people said, how?
What are you going to do? I'm not a journalist. I said, okay, it's a new thing. Let me do it.
What do you lose?
What the heck? What is about, I know. What will I lose?
And here you are.
And I'm learning, getting better. Yeah.
So some decisions, even if they scare you, you just have to take it up. So I didn't inform my family, few friends knew, and they were like, you're going to lose. I said, you know what? Either way, I'm a loser. I don't mind. Let me go there. I hear they are visiting national parks. That's a bonus. I hear they sleep in a hotel. That's a bonus. So practically to slay and smile, let me go in. So I went in and it was hard.
This is so interesting.
Oh my, you people respect any contestant. Beauty pageants are hard.
Oh, we think it's just, this glitz and the glamour and everything. And
for women, for girls, you have no emotional intelligence. You're standing next to someone who will take the crown.
Ooh.
Competing with someone you know is beautiful, is better. Every single day you wake up, they're in your hair.
Wow.
And you have to put up with them for, I think, 30
3 months
days.
or so.
Yeah. So then I was like, wait, you're not supposed to fight. You wake up at 5. You go to the gym, training. They shout at you, hey, come here, come here. How are you walking? That's not how a queen walks. That's not how it's. How do you eat? How do you? Basically, you're like, oh my God. And then you see another person doing it better. So I have a very funny face. When I'm not talking, people think I'm moody, I'm too serious, I'm annoyed. No, that's not me. People who know me, I'm crazy. I can laugh, I can do it. So during the boot camp, I remember the photographer said, you know what? You're not going to appear in my photos. You're very moody. And by then, my friend, I just wanted to go home. So I told him, you know what? It's your duty to take me pictures. I will pose when I want and you will do your work. I'll do mine. So let's not cross lines.
Here is the real queen, tough and hard.
By then I was tired. I had reached a point of saying, let me just count days.
And finish this.
So, the people surrendered. We were 30. We ended up, I think, towards the 10th day, the last days, we were 13.
Wow. The rest had dropped
People would wake up in the morning, they're like, damn, I'm going home. So,
by the fact that you sustained it up to the end.
Yeah, but I can tell you, you don't have, if you want to lose weight, you're just going to punch. It's very stressing. Very stressing. Then they're asking you how many birds we have in Uganda. Are you kidding me?
How can I know all that?
I mean, you are supposed to know. You're going to be Miss Tourism. So they're asking you the gestation period, or if I don't know, a snail, I don't know what. So you're supposed to know all these things.
In just 1 month. Actually,
yeah, and these are reading materials. They just provide you with the material. So you're supposed to read, but when?
Wow.
Why? Because you're practicing catwalk, you have the gym, then you have events. They organize events where, they will be here, the contestants will be here, auditions and everything. It's a pile, so you have to read at night.
Wow.
At night.
It's a tough
and
journey.
Then, you sleep at around 2. Because that's when they release you, 2 a.m. By 5.
You should be up.
Now, here's the funny part. They usually provide about 3 or 2 bathrooms. And you're about 30.
You have
they
to
don't
scramble
care.
for that space.
Yes, how you're going to, you have to make it. And they don't want fights, they don't want everything. So either way, we reached the finals and everyone had given up. So they do the makeup. The hardest thing, you people, is to smile when you're pissed.
When you are angry.
And then, on top of that, having judges asking you these hard questions, and then you're supposed to smile even when you know you don't know the answer. So you're looking stupid.
Ow.
And because I'm here on set, I'm pissed. One, emotionally, I'm not ready for this. Maybe I don't like the dress. I wasn't given the gown that is better than the other one.
Yes.
You know how girly things can be. Your makeup maybe is not good. Maybe your hair is not fixed.
Basically, you're in the hands of other people.
Yeah,
you have no decision.
You're pissed and then you're on stage and then you're like, oh, Miss Tourism, contestant number 8. How many birds do we have in Uganda?
And you
now
have
you're
no
like,
clue.
I have no idea. I'm so pissed. Now you start looking at the judge. You're like, how come they asked her a simpler question?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this one is rolling.
Wow.
Like running in your mind, and you have to have an answer within the next 1 minute. Then you have this crazy MC saying, wow, then the audience's reaction. And then you're supposed to maintain the smile
and the perfect stature,
Ella.
Wow. This is interesting. We thought that these things are simple, easy.
Oh, Jesus, just get on the stage, you will see the limelight. So they announced the top 10. Now, when they're announcing, the criteria, they start with the last ones, but in the from 1. So they announced the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. I wasn't. The sixth. Now, the 7th, they said, okay, take note of this if you're watching. They said, if you know the judge said, if you know you're my namesake, step in front.
Forward.
So I was like,
How do you
what?
know?
Them, I
Did
don't
you
care.
know the judge?
No, I didn't know. But they introduced themselves.
But you forgot
there is
that
a
long
lot.
ago.
I don't forget. I
Yeah.
don't even concentrate on that. There is a lot on my mind. I'm
Tension and
panicking. I'm
pressure.
reading. So I just stepped forward, and luck hits. She was called Jackie.
What? That was a miracle.
Yeah, but we had been taught in the boot camp that you have to fight for your space.
Uh-huh.
That usually when you step forward, even if you're wrong, the fact is the judge will not say, step back, you're not the one.
You're already at the front.
Because besides that was a joke maybe to her. So I say,
so
then they asked me, what is my name? I said, Jackie. And she said, how do you know my name? I said, I don't know. I just
sheer luck. Okay.
I was like, top 5. Of course, now others go, they are crying. Even you're like, damn, I made it. Now top 5. They mentioned number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 as not among. So they said, okay, here's the question. Number 5. Now all of us are there. So I said, God, if this is what you wanted, then I think I'm out. Thank you. You brought me this far.
At least, yeah.
So to hell with this. I wasn't even listening to what they were saying. Then all of a sudden they said, no more questions. We're just going to read those ones that passed. Jacklene Arinda. I'm like, I made it.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Wow.
Now, the last part is top 3.
Top 3.
Meanwhile, you're coming back to
and
answer questions and then back changing gowns. That is the part I hate the most. You're changing a gown. I'm like, I'm so tired of the makeup. Is the hairstyle. Everyone is on you, and then you're moody. So top 3, they come and they mention, of course, the first runner, the second. Then we have these MCs that take forever. They will mention, create tension, and they mentioned my name. I wasn't in Dano.
Wow.
So I think I had, because my sister had told me, had already realized that I had given up. Said, you know what? Let's eat this food and we go. So you just smile. Come, smile. We have already lost. What is there to lose anymore? Just smile and wait. So I would come on stage knowing, you know what? I've already lost. Let me just have nice pictures out there.
I wasn't even expecting this far.
I'm telling you. Yeah. So now they mentioned they announced Jacklene Arinda, contestant number 9. They mentioned again.
3.
Yes, announcing me as a winner. But I was absent-minded until Madame Sylvia came and said, you're the winner. Okay.
Now you are the Miss Tourism.
Oh my God, Ankole.
Was that for the region?
Region, Ankole.
Yes. Wow.
So I'm like, how?
Wow. How did I get here? Okay.
The media is on me, you know what, everyone clapping. I wasn't even looking because I like Bobo and Baraba I was like, okay. So now I become Miss Tourism Ankole. I have to go for
the national. How did that turn out?
I lost.
You lost that one, but you stayed with your crown for the West.
Yeah, you stay with your crown regions. Now remember, they get 3 from each region. 9 regions times 3. That's the number. So we come here to your wake. My beautiful
girls, shining stars.
Coming from different regions with a lot of expectations. Some supported by the family, others had their own sponsors. But my friend, by the second week, everyone is tired and they're not focusing on the crown. Like we didn't even care.
Who would win because you're tired.
I told them, you know what? I'm not here for the crowd.
So who took it that year in which you were contesting?
It was Barbara.
Barbara who?
Yeah, she was from Buganda. She actually left the country
already.
Yeah.
So we are fast forward. You are now Miss Uganda,
Miss Tourism Ankole.
What did you do with that crown?
Yeah, that's it. I didn't become Miss Tourism Uganda, but I was the most vibrant queen of
all over. Wow.
Yeah. I organized the marathon, the queens came, the minister came. I had the most successful project during that time.
Wow.
I actually was all over the news and I was popular. So even the ministers like, you know what, you've done well.
Okay.
But unfortunately, as I was handing over when the queens, I was the most liked queen. So the other queens used to come to my region for my events.
Your events.
Yeah, events, organized events, everything.
I think the most important thing is, what do you do with the space that you have?
The queen. Yeah, just go with your crown, be the star. So they couldn't believe it because Barbara went to, I think, UK. She never came back.
She just used the ticket to access other,
No, there is a lot in there. Let me tell you, pageants are a big scam. They will promise you heaven and earth. After them collecting their money, they drop you. And disappear. Now you're a celeb.
Wow.
You're expected to dress a certain way, yet they had promised to design you, to dress you.
You can no longer sustain that.
They promised you a car is not there. You cannot be seen on a border. You cannot be seen where you're supposed to have your makeup 24/7. Now, the entire, I think, reign, you're supposed to look like a superstar, but no one is injecting in that superstar.
You are supposed to do it yourself.
But the ministry, you see them on TV or the pageant owners talking, and then you're like, you're not even allowed to say it. Me, I say it now because what are they going to do? It's the reality. So when I became a queen, it opened doors. Why? Because I was vibrant. I used to knock on companies' doors. I would just, with my slash and crop. Hello, Coca-Cola, I'm here for a visit. Hello, I visited I visited them, sent them proposals, and now that's when everyone got to know. People were like, "Are you in? Don't know Miss Tourism? It existed." So companies started, engaging me, calling me, and of course I'm like, of course, to come, I need fuel, I need what? So basically support me, the salon, the what. So now companies start recognizing you. Do you see how it opens doors?
Your space very well.
But I'm from Bishop Stewart. Everyone was like, is she from Bishop Stewart? She won't say. No, I'm from Bishop Stewart. And I wonder this crown. So if you're there and you think where you are will not take you somewhere, that's so wrong.
That is so wrong.
You can be from the final university, like they call it, and still make it.
And still make it in life.
Yeah. But how do you use the platform you've been given? It's like when I give you gold, others will make a necklace, others will sell it. And how do you use it? So I knocked. No one guided me on that. I knocked on these doors and they opened. Now when they opened, I got the job.
Wow.
I remember I was called on Vision Radio for an interview. So when I was on Vision Radio, my boss didn't know. So had the voice. And I was like, she's good. She has a good voice for the radio, and I speak very fast even now, I think. So they were like, no, she's really good, the flow. How about you host her again? And then we see the following day they gave me a job, 400,000.
For what? To be a host?
No. My friend, to run my own show.
On that radio?
On the radio.
Wow.
Imagine. Why? Because I was all over. Facebook, oh my God. I used to have followers on Facebook, and that's how you use the platform. Some of you use the platforms on social media to attack people. The people you're attacking have their own demons, just like you, and they're chasing them. You, what are you doing? Your demons are inviting other demons. So I use my platform to make myself better. And it's the same thing I'm still doing now. So got a job at Vision Radio. No interview, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I was at Vision Radio, I was like...
So that thing opened another opportunity for you.
Miss Tourism opened everything I have today. And being in Bishop Stewart, if I wasn't in Bishop Stewart, if I was in Makerere, I mean, the beauty queens in here.
Yeah, so many.
I wouldn't even be recognized. But because I was in Bishop Stewart, and I was different.
Yeah.
And now when I was given the crown, I went ahead to make use of it. So from Vision Radio, my entire dream was to work on TV. So TV West comes up with a midday bulletin, and they were like, we need someone young, but from the corporate world, engage, someone that will change the narrative that TV West is not for only Bakade. A styled young person. Yes. Young person, but with the sense of corporate. Basically, when they described that, I was like, I'm here.
And
I went there.
You went for it.
I failed. Before I get hung with the bulletin, I failed. I remember when I came back, they never called. I was like, damn, TV West is a messed up place. So the second time, I was like, you know what? I'm going in again. I passed.
The interview this time?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what they told me? You're going to have a show in the next 7 days. So I had to practice. And during Runyankole, where you won't say sorry, where you won't say, you don't bring anything in Runyankole bulletin.
Bulletin.
My hair was orange.
Oh.
Yeah, my hair was orange. And now I have to tint it.
Wow.
So I sat down, I was like, do I need the hair? Do I need the job?
You are corporate, remember?
I cut it off. And I started. Not easy, but a learning experience. They welcomed me. The manager, even now, Santana, welcomed me. And now I was working. But in between, I had about like 4-6 jobs. You're here as a manager for a tour and travel company.
Hustle.
Yeah, I had like 4-5 jobs. But now with TV, it consumes a lot of time. So I was a manager at Mbara Tourism Information Center. And at the same time, I had my own events company.
Wow.
Basically, I was doing so
many
much.
Things. Like 6 jobs.
Yeah,
almost.
Because I wanted the money.
Yeah.
And somehow, when you're young, you can do all
everything.
These
Absolutely.
things.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah. The only thing that can block you is your brain.
Is yourself. Yeah.
Telling you things because no one believes in you. I lost a lot of money in events. I lost a lot of time. But I learned from that. And those lessons are the ones that are helping me to make decisions today.
Absolutely.
When someone comes on my table and gives me a business idea, I'm like, I've been there. I've been there. And it's not what you think.
Wow.
So from during all that time at TV West, all those years, now here comes a friend of mine was in Kampala. He's like, Jack, you don't belong to Bara. You belong here.
Wow.
Just summarizing it. Now I come to Kampala on a bus. I told them I cannot drive now. It's late. They're like, come tomorrow for the interview. I come for the interview, interviewed by Jane Kasumba, Honorable Nabeta, Simon Myanga. And then they tell me, I remember what got me a job was this. My boss asked me that, can you work for this money? I said, are you kidding me? Coming from Bara to Kampala to work for this money. There is rent. I don't even understand how this city rolls. So I need more money. Money shouldn't be one of the things I have to worry about.
Yeah, so I focus.
Yeah, then they said, okay, unfortunately, we don't have the budget. I'm like, good luck to that. Then I'm like, that marks the end of this meeting. They're like, you're not the one who called the meeting. I'm like, if we don't agree on money, then we are going nowhere. I have no other business to talk about. I have a bus to catch. My boss is like, you're kidding. I'm like, I'm not. If we are not discussing money, then we have nothing else to talk about.
Money matters.
Yes. I say, if you don't have that budget, what else is here for us to talk about? Now, for them, you know, being a woman, being assertive is being arrogant.
Arrogant, yeah.
I know
I'm
what
like,
I
wow,
want.
you are so assertive.
Yeah, they say, you're kidding. I say, no. So, to a woman there at that age, young as I am, looking at me, I think to them, they were like, that's attitude. That's what. But you need to know what you want.
I would like to call for a break, Jackie. Your story is so rich, and I certainly want to get the best out of you. I know so many young people might be watching this particular episode, and I think there's a lot to learn in the corporate world, the media world, that other side of the world that we do not know. There's a lot that happens. So when we return, we shall continue her story in the media and also entrepreneurship, where we are headed. I think it's very important after the break. Welcome back from that short break. We are here with Jackie Arinda, who is taking us through her very interesting life story and life journey. Some of you think that when somebody gets to a certain point in life, maybe she has got some favors here and there. She's been, you know, in a simpler, you know, favored journey. But here is a person who has hustled like many of us. All of us hustling to get where you are. And that is the most important thing. And we are with her. We want to reach the point of her life where she is now an entrepreneur of a very big business that you're about to find out. And like any other person, she's been through it all and she has been able to reach this point. That is what we want to pick a few lessons that will help us, but also impact our own leadership journey. She's a leader in the field, in these various fields, but particularly now in entrepreneurship. Jackie, you were telling us about that interesting life that you had, but it took you somewhere.
Yeah,
it took you
it
somewhere.
took me somewhere.
It took you somewhere.
I come to Kampala. You're heading a media house, and this is not just a media house.
Yeah.
This is the first business channel. No, Smart 24.
Oh, Smart 24.
The first business channel in the country, and you're young.
What do you do with this space now? Yeah.
Who has been a CEO of a media house? None. So who do you go to? No one. Now, what I did was to sit back and ask myself, because what I'm good at is introducing the product to the market. It doesn't I sell. That I'm good at.
You're good at branding. Very good.
So I told my boss, I think you're doing it the wrong way. This is what we are going to do.
So what did they expect you to do with Smart TV?
Well, Smart 24 was a business channel mostly to do business. That was their niche. That is, I think, still their niche.
They are still running.
Yes.
Now.
So, but they were more into stocks. So I told them, I don't think even myself I understand stocks.
What stocks are.
Yeah. And I don't think there is anyone we are going to groom into stocks unless you're saying we close and play music for about 6 months while you have a team in Kenya or New York learning stocks.
That would like to do this business.
I'm like, at the end of the day, you need money. And that's what you need. By the way, in life, you need money to keep the lights on.
We need money.
So
money
no matter what,
all things.
Everything.
Yes.
So it can be your passion. I see people saying passion should drive you, your hobbies. The question is, who is going to pay your rent while you're chasing your passion?
There has to be rent paid at the end of the day.
Even NGOs need money. Isn't it charity? They need money.
To do the charity.
UNHCR needs money. So at the end of the day, you need money. Now the question is,
how do you get the money?
Do you get the money? So I told my boss, there is only one way here. Let's go down. Maybe stocks can occupy like 2 hours or 1 hour and get into the business sector. B2B. Forget about B2C. B2B. Establish yourself in your market. Once you dominate it, you don't need other people to understand what you're doing.
Your brand will speak for you.
It will speak for you to the target audience. So the issue of being known by the entire country is not helping us here. Let's just go to these companies, target audience. Chikubo person, does the Chikubo person know that you exist? That's it. Chikubo is the business hub. Does URA know that you exist? That's it. So I told him, you know what? We're going to be offering free airtime to all these people for the next 4 months. How? We are going to do live coverage for only business events.
Wow.
No one was doing that. Even up to this day, business is just, I think, a 3-minute segment in news. Now, for us, you imagine running it 24 hours.
Wow.
With those boring business meetings, talking about their technical, things.
Those figures and everything.
But those figures were relevant to the audience there. So when someone is watching and they're in the business sector, they will understand. So I told him, you don't need to be understood by everyone, as long as there are 2 people seated in front of the TV who can relate.
Who can relate to what you're discussing.
Said 3 months, yes.
Okay.
We rolled. And before we knew it, we were all over.
Wow.
So, but later along the way, I realized that, you know what, being a woman is also a funny thing. Why? Because the board was male-dominated.
That is the question. The
board was male-dominated. I was performing. I told them this is a startup. I don't know what your plan is, but we are performing very, very well.
This far.
And because of my attitude too, it contributed. So I told my boss, you know what, I'm not here to discuss my attitude. We are discussing numbers.
Business and numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, because your boss, when it comes to boards, it's numbers. Then the board started, of course, saying so many other things that I was not agreeing with them on. And I said, you know what? wano wasigala muloge. So I told
Knowing
them,
the time to quit. Yeah.
And that is the most difficult thing in life. If you are out there, I mean, I had everything I needed, a car, a whatever CEOs get, I had it. And now I have to make a decision. Either to sit down and do nothing and see them taking the company
to the dogs, whatever.
When I've worked so hard. So I had to make, and I remember in the meeting, I would sit in and then they talk. They talk. I'm a very talkative person, but they would talk. Then I would be like, you know what, you guys, I don't know whether we are still talking about the company or anything, because you're practically discussing about me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I told them, so it doesn't make sense. One, I'm the youngest in the room. I'm the youngest CEO in this country. I'm the only first female CEO
probably
of a media house.
Of a media house.
Up to this day.
Wow.
Show me the female CEO of a media house.
And that's a question you really need to delve further on in terms of women and the media. I mean, we seem to be having a challenge. Even getting women to go on media spaces in this country is a problem.
It's a problem. And I have told, I know Angela disagrees with me, but I was heading a media house. I gave women time.
Opportunity.
And I can alert you, I can bring it to your attention that getting women, you don't have any excuses. Getting women on TV, even during the lockdown, on a Zoom meeting was very hard. So I said, you know what? Let feminists do their work, but women are never there. And somehow I found out that they are shy and they fear to say things that maybe their company or themselves or their positions they might be threatened by because of that. But if a man can come in a studio,
mistakes in the studio,
yes, and the company will put up with whatever they have done because they are represented, well, then why isn't it a woman coming up? But you will see women complaining that why is that panel called
male dominated?
Call them to get on that panel. They don't. I want to go there.
No, what should be done about that? Because I am an advocate. We are advocating for increment of women in all sectors. We are not seeing women in the media. What should we do? Is it on our side? Is the problem on our side?
No, the problem is not with media.
It's
to
not
begin
with the
with.
media.
The problem is not with media. I dealt with women. I had the last cancellations. I had the what? And you know what they would tell you? Even right now, do you know what a woman is thinking right now? What you're thinking? I have children to take care of. I have what to take care of. A man doesn't. I drive. But the question
I'm overwhelmed. There's too much work.
War. We are not saying you don't have them. But we are saying you need to learn to put yourself out there.
And liberate yourself.
Yes,
anyway.
This is war. When you're in war, you don't say I'm eating posho and the other ones are eating meat. It's a war. So come out at least for 15. Yeah, it's war. It's war.
Yes.
You know, it's not that they're creating that space for it, that it is there. No.
I think, Jack, we need to have another discussion just on that issue alone.
I totally agree.
I think we will have to invite you another time.
So this is to making a decision in your life to move forward. I sat down with my boss, we talked, and I said, I think this is where we part. And he didn't accept, and he said, you know what, you can do it. So
you moved on.
I was like, thank you.
You moved on.
Yeah, I have
to
move on.
So that pushed you to where you are now in entrepreneurship.
It pushed me.
At what point did you decide?
No, I moved out. Now, here is the funny part. I moved out, and now I started my own company. But it's scary.
To start.
It's scary to wake up in the morning.
And you don't have a job.
You don't have a job. You're on your savings.
And you have to pay rent.
You have rent.
And the utility
That's okay.
bills.
Now, the problem is, at what point is that money going to run out? So you have your own company, and you very well know at the end of the month, there is nothing coming to your account.
Oh, that's a very important question. Many people find themselves in that. Yeah.
Now you are in there, and then you are starting on company. So my friend, a friend of mine says, you know what, there is Record TV. They are looking for a COO. I'm like, now from CEO
to another.
To COO. But I needed the money. So I said, okay, let me go for the interview. I went for the interview. Of course, they were Brazilians. I did the interview. Then they were in a transition. They were selling it to one of the business entrepreneurs in Uganda, I could say. Then he kind of bought it. But along the way in there, they also disagreed. So meanwhile, I'm in that circus.
You are in that circus. You're
working. Reporting to two people.
Yeah.
There is a Brazilian, there is a Ugandan. You're sending reports because I was supposed to be a CEO once they step out. So I'm sending two different, and it was stressing because I had not processed what I had gone through with Smart 24. And now I'm an entrepreneur, but now I'm in a very confused space. But guess what? No one saw that. I'm telling you now. Everyone thought, oh, Madam CEO has gotten a GC job, left Smart 24, or has started her own company. To media, it's powerful.
It's powerful, of course.
Do not let your problems out there. When you're dealing with them, don't say. You say when you have passed.
When you've overcome that.
And crossed the bridge. You don't start saying, you know what, I have problems. People will run away from you.
Oh.
Yes. People hate broke people. People hate losers. But someone can even offer you a lift when they know you have a car. People will offer you breakfast meetings, name it, loans. You'll be like, nah, I don't have some money. They're like, let me give you 1 minute. But if they know you don't have a job, they're like, how will she pay it? They will distance themselves from you. So, but when you keep it to yourself, offers will keep coming. So by then I was struggling.
This is a business person, so of course you expect this kind of, the emphasis is around money. Money matters. Money. Yes, I love to hear that.
You have to ensure that, and I'm speaking this because sometimes you will feel there is need for you to post on your WhatsApp status those funny quotes. You will feel you need to start war with everyone. All my relatives, you people, I'm here struggling, and then their relatives.
Blaming everyone around you.
I'm telling you, when people are reading your things, they will relate. Stupid ones, they will. Me, I never even respond to when my friend is going through that. I don't. The only thing I'll do is to call and say, pull that thing down. You're making yourself vulnerable.
Look foolish.
Even if you're looking for a job, it means your next employer will know whatever budget they give you, you will take it up.
To the media.
So keep it up there. Let them know, you know what, she's still up there. So I decide to
take up the job at Record TV.
Take up the job. I think it was for 3 months. And then they decided, they make the decision with this Ugandan man. And they're like, you know what, for us, we are packing our bags. If you're not buying, we are moving out. Now the question is, what happens to
the workers and you in there?
So what is the lesson here? I didn't know they had all that circus when I was doing the interview. I didn't know they had all that. Now I come in with my circus, hoping that this will stabilize me, but it's worse. So I'm like, what happens to me after here? I'm like, everything was falling apart. You've come from this, now join this, now this one also has issues, then you have your
own issues to deal with.
And you're a woman. I mean, us women, we have emotions. Sometimes you don't even know how to deal with it. You are young, and the world does not believe in you. Even when you're an entrepreneur, even when you're a woman, let me tell you something. Every step you make, there is a whole bunch of people that don't believe you are in that position because you earned it. And there are even people who still think that you're in that position and you won't last. So there is you. People say, do not prove to your enemy. You have to.
You have to. It's a fight.
This thing of saying I'm going to be a loser, so who cares? You have to prove to them, because that's what will keep you rolling.
Wow.
That's what motivates you to wake up in the morning.
Because
you don't want people to think you're a failure. So you will wake up. What motivates me?
I hate failure, personally.
You see?
I don't want to
So you will do whatever it takes.
I'll do whatever it takes.
And that keeps you moving forward. So now from Record, when they announced, I said, okay, I think that was in November. Meanwhile, I had just checked in October.
Wow.
I'm like, now, from a spiritual world, something is wrong here. Where do I go?
Where do I go next from here?
Concentrate on your company. By the way, all that time we were clashing with my boss at Smart 24, then my company was registered.
Oh.
I was already registered. I had already done my research and everything, and moving forward. The reason why I wanted Record, like I said, you need some extra money.
Of course. 5
to
streams,
fill the gap.
7 streams of income to be a billionaire. So you need the money.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
So I venture into the business, and it's challenging.
Of course. We are now in the business world.
Very challenging.
Tell us about the business, entrepreneurship, starting something from nowhere. You are a woman, very young, and moreover, not in any sector, but
can imagine you're in your 20s, you're starting up a business. Thanks to the government, URSB registering a business takes a second, like this. I totally disagree with the people who say, oh, registering a company, it's a second. Now, I asked myself, you know, when the people tell you that coffee is gold, or any business,
gold.
They're like, this is moving. There is money here. That's how Ugandans bring it. There's money here. The question is, where is the market?
Where is the market?
And they're like, there is a market for this. My friend, get in there. You will realize there is no market. Because how are you going to know that?
Okay, for those of you who do not know, Jackie is the CEO of a brand called Jada Coffee in Uganda here. I'm one of those consumers. I love the branding. And so whenever I go to the supermarket, when I'm buying coffee and I don't want to consume Nescafe, I have always picked out Jada. And I did not know. I just love its branding. So we are talking about that
Jada
particular coffee.
So I couldn't have known that coffee is not liked by Ugandans. I knew, yes, the domestic consumption levels were low, but I was like, we can change the narrative.
But Uganda is the biggest exporter in Africa of coffee, and
the
seventh in the world.
Biggest.
Second biggest.
Yeah, second biggest. And as I speak, because of Brazil, Ethiopia, name it, I think we're in the 5th now.
Okay.
Yeah, or if not the 3rd or 4th. But it's the same thing in the coffee world. The producing countries are not the consumers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course.
Apart from Ethiopia and Brazil, even Brazil tells you the
biggest market.
They export more than they consume. So for Uganda itself, but the question is, every time you go to a conference, don't you see Nescafe?
Of course, everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
In our offices.
So people do take coffee. But the kind of way, that's how I come in and I'm like, I'm not going to sell coffee like everyone. I'm going to use my social capital. I'm going to knock on their doors. I go to their doors. That's why you see many pictures. You see me with the ambassadors. You see me with the ministers. You see me with the president. You see me with the pastor. You see me with everyone.
Everyone. You are a
border, everyone. So I'm like, you know what? To grow this brand, there's one thing that you need to know in this era. One, people want to buy things that are known. People want to attach themselves to the brand that is known. They don't care whether it's good or bad, because you're producing coffee. Coffee is the same. It's like clothes, is the way you say Gucci or Gabbana or Bryant's or Slivia Wally. It's a brand. It's a cloth. It covers you, and that's it. So the question is, what makes yours different? There's nothing. Lately, people want to jump on a trend. That's why when people say, oh, this is what is trending, Kakwenza, everyone has an idea. When they say it is the border around and everyone knows why it was closed. And they're experts. And they have their opinion and they are confident in that. Why? Because it's trending. So I wake up in the morning, I'm like, you know what? This is the thing. I'm going to sell coffee to brands, and those brands will push me. And that's how I started. So I said, you know what, to begin with,
to hawk coffee.
Yes, it's hawking, even up to this day. So I said, you know what, I'm even going to draft packages, like the way we have gift packages, Christmas packages, like the festive season. I went to companies, thanks to companies that came in and supported me, Jubilee, Chira, name it. I told them, by the way, instead of you sending us cooking oil and how about you attach some coffee in the entire hamper? Yeah. So companies were like, actually, I'm like, this is boo-boo. You are putting so many things.
Buy Uganda, build Uganda.
I'm like, this is boo-boo. Be different. Yeah, I'm like, be different. Add in some coffee. Companies are like, yeah, we want to be different. This is a brilliant idea. They buy. Now, when they buy, That means that you're making money, but the brand is also growing because they were giving them to all their clients. You don't know where their clients are. They were giving to their clients.
And these clients will pick
These
it up
are
from another
200
place.
and 300. I remember each company almost had about 100 to 200.
Can you imagine?
So those are about 1,000 people out there.
That you don't know.
That you don't know with
but
your
they'll
brand.
go back to the
to look
supermarket
for
and
it.
look for it.
So I started with coffee, then working with farmers and understanding the business. It's scary because you don't know who you're dealing with. These are local farmers, and the way they handle their coffee, the quality control is questionable. Then, of course, you have UCDA, thanks for the supporting materials that they provide. But like when you asked me about that International Coffee Organization, I happened to represent Uganda on World Food Day for World Food Day celebrations. And this had, of course, high-profile people, the UN Secretary, the Pope, and I was the only youngest, I think, African, I may say, because I was the only person representing coffee in the entire
continent.
World.
Wow. For the World Food
World Food Day. Okay. In front of ICO director, FAO director, mention them.
You've gone places.
Yeah, so I represented and they were impressed. They said, because I told them that I think, thank you for providing such a platform. Other people would have brought a minister here. Other people would have brought a person that has spent 10, 15 years in agriculture sector. But you giving us this platform, Uganda, and me particularly, a woman, a young entrepreneur, this is some step to achieving what we want as young entrepreneurs in Africa. And I'm like, but the fact remains that you need to engage us more and provide spaces where we can access funds. We grow up, and some of us have been taken care of, that you don't owe anyone an explanation, but you owe them success.
Okay.
So I cannot go back home and ask them for startup capital. No. I'm a woman, I don't inherit anything. My brother will, might, but most of them, they don't. So I told them, how about you come to Africa or you come to Uganda, put up a city like a coffee city, build a factory that they can access and machines that they can access at a cheaper. So did the entire presentation, they were impressed. Now, use your social media.
For production.
For production. So after presenting, they were impressed, all of them. They looked for me. Somehow I wonder how they looked for me, but they said they were looking for me and they could not access me.
People will always look for you. Yeah.
So that was International Coffee Organization looking for me.
Wow.
So head of operations somehow phoned me on LinkedIn and sent me a message and said, hi, Jackie, we've been looking for you. We were impressed. Then we exchange emails and everything. So when I saw UCDA releasing a statement saying they are still negotiating with ICO, then I said, where do we go from here? ICO is interested in supporting
local entrepreneurs
in your country. So where does that leave me? Let's actually leave the part of politics that might be technical and you might not understand it. So what happens to me, who has been engaging ICO, where they were ready to support me, and now my country is out.
So you are actually saying you are not impressed with the fact that Uganda is withdrawing from the International Coffee Organization?
I'm not.
At the moment.
They have valid reasons, but these reasons can be settled while they are in. Why would they wait for the contract to be done, to bring out, and they are not the first to bring out
What are the issues our country is raising for withdrawing, first of all, because some people may not know what is happening?
Yeah, well, UCDA says, for example, this is a bigger problem, not only for Uganda, even South America has always also complained, but they came back to the table. Why? Because producing countries do not have a say in determining prices.
Okay. That's a
so
valid point.
It is. Okay. They also say Uganda is not mentioned among the top. producing countries. It is in other. It is not given much. I think like a leading producer of coffee. Basically, they have no say. They have very valid reasons. But, you know, my teacher said in life, you have to weigh.
What do you have to gain and what do you have to lose?
I'm going to give you an example. Me being an orphan, or if you're an orphan and you're in someone's home, they are paying for your school fees. Do you wake up in the morning and you're like, they make me do all the work and their kids are sitting. So for that matter, therefore, I'm leaving.
I'm leaving.
Or you sit,
and
do the work, finish your school,
gain what you
can, and then you can now do everything you want. Uganda, we are not yet at that level. There is Brazil, there is Ethiopia.
Yeah, in Africa. Here.
So you withdrawing, yes, but what are we losing?
Or does it reduce something from us? That is the question you're emphasizing.
Yeah, let them weigh. Let them also tell us what we will lose by withdrawing from ICO. I have seen reasons of why. You see, they're telling you reasons of why they are out. But let them also tell you reasons. I mean, they give you what they are capable of losing if they're not part of ICO.
That's a very important question.
Let them weigh. Yeah. Let them tell us, and then we weigh. Because at the end of the day, it's like you saying farmers that are not contented with UCDA should withdraw from UCDA. Should they?
No.
Good. So why
because there are more benefits for being part of Uganda Coffee Development Authority than being out there.
Thank you.
On your own.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about International Coffee Organization.
Globally.
UCDA, Uganda. You were at a point where everyone was recognizing you.
Okay.
And now you're withdrawing.
Wow. I think you are touching a very important issue, Jackie, and this particular one is very current. The conversation whether Uganda should withdraw from ICO or we should hang in there. And your point is that we must stay there because there are more benefits for the coffee farmers such as yourself and many others. The majority in Uganda here are into coffee farming. The 3 cash crops, coffee, I think, has been bringing in the biggest.
We surpassed gold, I think.
You've surpassed gold, but there's a discussion around that right now. It seems gold has gone ahead of coffee again.
It keeps on.
Yeah, so it's a very important conversation. So we would like just you to wind up with this. Of course, you are in a big trade. You are trading in coffee. You are developing your niche, your brand in that. But somebody could be watching and saying, but how did she start? Maybe they gave her Ntandikwa somewhere. Maybe she's a daughter of a rich man or she's associated to the, the establishments and all that. But how does somebody begin a business like that? What does it take? How did you start?
Yeah.
I've
told people that when I first heard that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, it wasn't making sense. But now it does.
It does.
I started with 8 million. 8.
That was the first step.
8.
And where did the first step lead you to? Where did you take the first step?
And 8, I had to ensure that I'd planned for everything.
Wow.
For example, I didn't start with an office. I didn't start with the machines. I didn't start with anything. All I did was register the company with the URSB. And then I went to UCDA. And I've told you, UCDA, the government, URSB, the government has made it easy that within 2 or, I think,
the company is established.
To 2 weeks, you can have everything that you need. So I went back to what I do best. I am good on social media. As much as I have enemies on social media, then I have followers. So I said, you know what?
They will always be there.
They will buy.
Okay.
I have friends, I have what? They will buy.
Buy the coffee.
Now, it's online. We are in a world. We no longer have to be anywhere.
Wow.
So I said, wait, my sitting room is very big. I can have stock here, and then they will buy from here.
Well.
So I could go buy the green bean, then roast it, of course, from Nakawa, my friend Gerard Katabazi, roast from there, package from there, put them in my Alphard, drive home, put them there, and let social media do its work. Hello, can you buy Jetta coffee? Orders started.
Oh.
And then orders were coming in, and I used my border guys that I usually, you know, everyone has a border guy, a taxi guy.
They know.
So whenever you would press your order, would call the...
Just like that.
Just like that. Now, before I knew it, we had we had made a lot of money. And I said, I think we can do better.
Wow.
So that's when I took another step. And I said, no, let's have a bank account where people can deposit money, especially corporate companies. We opened up a bank account.
Just like that.
Yeah, and everyone was like, whoa, you can do this, you can do that. I was doing the job. Who are 4 people? It was me. It was, I have my young brother, Alvin, the director, and Simon, chief operations officer, and I think Davis and Moses would sit there, and all of us would be on social media posting. And people would be sending in orders, and of course it went like that. So the brand grew huge very fast, and then we were like, wait a bit, this is not what we thought it could be. So where do we go from here? And we had to have an office.
Wow.
We had to prepare ourselves for export.
Wow.
Yeah, because everyone was on our neck. We have business in China. We have business in what? So I had to get myself ready.
Wow.
But I had already made a lot of money that could help me to take another step. So you don't have to have a lot to start.
Money to start.
But just know the kind of business you want to do. You can have a very big picture, but start drawing the small ones. Put them in lines.
The small dots.
Yes, connect the small dots. Ask yourself, what can you do best? Where is your passion? When you know where your passion is, who can get you to where you want to be?
Wow.
If it is the people, like I told you, the strategy of giving out coffee, meeting different people in my circles, you cannot burn bridges. Up to now, I still speak to all my bosses. You cannot, and they have supported me. You don't burn bridges. You cannot lock yourself in a house, even if you're looking for a job, and expect a job to come your way.
In the house.
And we are in a world, whether you like it, whether you can call it Gambanogu, whether you can call it social capital, it is social capital.
Yes.
It matters very much. Those are the people that will speak on your behalf. Where you're not, you cannot be everywhere. People will be like, hey, there is a brand that started. I think I would rather support that brand. But they will not support you if you're the kind of person that thinks you're ever starting wars with everyone. I see people, you open wars. And then another thing, you totally think that those that make it in life are supported in any way, and they do not deserve to be entrepreneurs. People say, Jackie, you shouldn't tell your story. What do you know? You have just a small coffee company, and now you think you're all over. Yes, I have made it.
I celebrate the small steps or successes.
It's not small. Yes. I mean, my company is now 4 years. Do you know what it means?
Yeah.
What it means to start up a business and run it? I am not inspiring someone who is 15 years into business. I am inspiring someone who wants to start and run a company for 4 years, because I've been there. Absolutely. I know what it means.
Wow.
So you are not going to sit there and wait for the world to tell you that you're ready. So takeaways. One, you need to start small. You cannot wake up in the morning and you have a company
that is so huge with a big name.
Start with registering it. Start working with the regulator and work with your social capital. The way you choose your friends, the way you choose your battles, that's what makes your company. That's why you see your business, most successful business companies are attached to a certain, maybe to the appropriator. So, and the fourth one is, at what point do you need to give up?
Is there a giving up anyway?
Yeah. I gave up my job.
In some areas,
I gave up my job.
Yes.
I know business, people will tell you, I'm going to tell you, hang in, but at a certain point, you need to pack your bags and leave.
And say, this is not working.
It's not working. I was in events, I was in what, and I said, you know what?
It's not working.
It's not working.
Let me try something else.
Yes.
Wow.
The whole essence of being an entrepreneur is to learn. is to learn.
Keep learning.
Keep learning. Keep, I think, consulting, but not on that level where they will start influencing you. Yeah.
You have to have the last card.
Yeah.
You know what you want.
Yeah,
Get
and
the
say,
advice,
no matter
build
what,
on it.
I mean, people will tell you now the business is not doing well, so withdraw. It's up to you.
Okay.
So as a woman, still, you need to be in control of your emotions. Especially at that time of the month, sometimes you are emotional, sometimes you need to know. Like me, I know I cannot make decisions that time of the month. I will know my mood swings are up there. Yeah,
wow.
As
that
a
is
woman,
the beauty of this conversation.
Yeah,
you learn so many things.
Yeah, because as a woman, yes, there is that part. Some people have it, some people don't. Some people have it and don't know. But that's when you're receiving your monthly salary as a woman. There is that excitement of mood swings, and if you make decisions based on that during that time, they might crush you.
I hope we picked that.
So be there for yourself. Networking to women, they say it's a kind of prostitution. People, that's what they think. But as a woman, it doesn't hurt to sit down and have a glass of wine with a man. You can still say no to a man or say yes.
But have his ideas.
Have the ideas. Okay. This thing of locking yourselves inside and you think that the Mothers Union will call you the best wife or the best what. That's why I think men beat us.
They're social.
They
network a lot.
And they network a lot. And in networking, that's where you get to understand the industry. So as a woman, befriend as many people as you can.
Women,
but don't
and
sleep
men.
with them.
Yeah.
They might come after you. Don't sleep with them. If you sleep with them, you will never see them helping you. So I would have loved to stay and talk about so many things, but as you know, this is a show.
What I can say is that what you have said, a lot of lessons are spread all over from when we started. So many things, so many things that people are going to pick from your interview. Personally, I'm inspired, especially in the last section. Of course, even in the media, I don't know everything about media, and you have taught me so many things. And I think picking something that I'm going to use also in my experience in business. But we'll need more of you. I know the public out there, we need more of Madam CEO here, Jacklene Arinda. She has so many, things that she has picked along her life in terms of business and, the journey that is spread across. I think that we shall bring her another time on a different set, but she has been able to inspire us. She's inspired me personally. I want to thank you so much, my sister, younger sister, for coming here to talk about your life. It's not easy always for people to come and share these lessons, share your experiences with others. That is a heart that is selfless, because you're not being selfish with the knowledge that you've accumulated this far to share with somebody which can help another person. So thank you so much for coming. God bless you for being here. Would like to sign out at this point, and I hope that you'll take time to listen to her deep story. Within her narration, there's a lot of things she's been able to share with us. Thank you so much for watching this far. We'll catch up with you on our next episode. Shalom.